Everyone, this is Reverend Prophetess, Lady of Wisdom, also known as the Prophet of the Christ with Christian Gifted Psychics Holy Witches Chapel. Today's date is November the 4th, 2019, and I'm not sure what time it is because I'm recording again from my cell phone. So what I wanted to do was record this video and I wanted to discuss the pros and cons of these braids. So I believe I had these braids in for I think maybe 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But as you guys can see, I do have fuzz, and also the reason for that is because I also wear wigs as well, so which that adds to the reason why my braids look a little bit more worn than someone who does not wear wigs. So I have not redid the perimeter or the napes of my neck yet, which I will be doing soon, and it may look a little bit more like I did kind of calm the fuzz down because I did tie my hair up real briefly when I came home from work just to lay some of the fuzz down. But I could try to show you. I do have a lot of shrinkage because I'm in wigs and also with shampooing and deep conditioning and co-washing the braids. My hair shrinks up a lot. So all right, so I'm going to be moving. Sorry, I just wanted to grab my notes. So what I want to do was talk about the pros and cons of these mini braids. So let's start with the pros. The pros, one of my pros with these braids is that my hair grows really well in these braids because I'm leaving my hair alone. Some people hair grow well from washing goes and things like that, but me personally, my hair grows best when it's just left alone. Also with these braids, they're easy to moisturize, also easy to trim your ends, like any dead ends, which I need to get better at, but it's easy for you to see your dead ends and trim your ends because your hair is in small sections. The style, these braids are versatile. You're able to do ponytails, updos, buns, and different things like that. Also, if you like to wear curls in your hair, you are able to roll up your braids. You could use like the cold wave rods, if I said that right, or just like rollers, like the little cotton rollers. I don't know what they are called, but just like rollers so you can make curls in your hair. Or you could simply wet your hair. It depends on if you have a defined natural curl pattern, which I do not. So those are some of my pros. And also another one of my pros is that you can deep condition your hair and co-wash your hair as often as you like without ruining the style. And your hair will still look good. Now, sometimes your hair might shrink, but it does take a while for it to shrink. For me, it probably take maybe a couple of weeks or 2 weeks for it to completely start shrinking up like it's doing now. Um, and also another pro, these braids last forever. I keep these braids in for maybe about 8 weeks, sometimes 9 weeks. And I do redo like the perimeter and my napes of my neck, but I haven't done that yet. I will be doing them like over the weekend, hopefully. But now let's talk about also another pro. It's a low manipulation hairstyle, so your hair can grow really well if while it's in these braids. And also, if you wear wigs, your wigs go on really smoothly with these braids because they lay really flat. Um, and let's just get to the cons. Now, for my cons, okay, the first one I'm gonna say is that these braids take forever to install. They take forever to remove. So if you're going to attempt to put these braids in, make sure that you set aside enough ample time for that so that you can install your braids. Meaning you take the time you need so that you can make sure your hair is properly washed, stretched, is detangled. That way you can part your hair or section your hair off correctly, because the last thing you want is for your hair to start breaking off because you're being rough with your hair. It's not detangled, the parts are not clean, and you have all these straggler strands just going all over the place, and it's not in any particular braid, and all of a sudden your hair is just breaking off. You don't want that to happen. So make sure you take the time you need to make sure that you properly prepare your hair for these braids. If you're someone who work like I do, I work during the week, Monday through Friday. I only can do my hair on a weekend. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days to do my hair. So sometimes I have to take a couple of hours to do my hair one day, and it may not be finished. So I just put a wig on when my hair is not finished. And also when it comes to removing, I may not finish removing the braids. And so I have to put a wig on my head because my hair is not finished yet. So well, I'm not finished taking them out. So, you might have to do that. You might have to set aside, a couple of days for you to do your hair. And also you might have to be prepared to wear a hat on your head, or you might have to wear a wig on your head or a scarf or something like that, where like if your hair is not complete. So I'm sorry, I'm just putting this notebook down. But yeah, so you just got to make sure you do that. And when you remove your braids, just make sure you properly take your time. Like me personally, my braids are small, so I use a conditioner. It's a detangler. So what that does is that make my braids be slippery. That way I'm able to take them out with my fingers one by one. I do not use like a brush or a comb or anything like that. I did that years ago and it broke my hair off like crazy. Never ever did it again. Everything is not for everybody. For me personally, that don't work. I need to take my braids out one by one in order for me not to lose my hair. So, again, take your time when you're removing your braids. Use like a detangler or a conditioner to take your braids out, or you can use like oil, like coconut oil or olive oil or something that's going to make your hair slippery. That way you can just remove the braids with your hand. Again, I do not recommend you using a brush or a comb or something like that to just start, snatching out your braids. I wouldn't recommend you do that. And also I wanted to give some honorable people on YouTube a shout out. My girl Brazen Goddess on here. She does her hair in mini braids. She inspired me to go back to doing mini braids, and also naturally marked as well. I used to do braids back in the day, maybe like 2009 or something like that. Like before I started doing YouTube videos, I was doing like braids in my hair, and then I just stopped because I got lazy, and I just started putting dookie braids in my hair again and just wearing wigs. But yeah, so I just started doing these again. So I would like to shout them out and definitely check their channels out. So I would like to thank you guys very much for watching. I just wanted to do this update and show you guys how my braids is looking and what's going on. So thank you guys very much for watching, and make it a blessed evening.